So the last game we left off, we were playing Paranoia. The last few games. This is our third installment of the Red Menace. Basically, our troubleshooters are working for the supercomputer, and there seems to be a lot of trouble in regards to this new menace known as Santa Claus, who is seems to know everything, and the computer's very upset in regards to that, and seems to be leaving a variety of presents, some good, some bad. Denver, unfortunately, your first present was a bad one, cost you your life. The computer has issued these troubleshooters a task of hunting down Santa Claus and eliminating him as deemed a threat. Our adventurers or our troubleshooters made their way to the briefing room with little trouble here and there. They heard about Santa Claus apparently in one of the marketplaces and decided to tackle him there. Unfortunately, our leader of the troubleshooters is away, so for this case, after all the blood he donated and legs and arms that he saw for charity, he decided to take his BFG and head for the hills. Um, the computer will have words with him later on. So you guys did find Santa Claus. However, um, the computer has reported that there seems to be multiple Santa Clauses out and about in different areas of the Alpha Complex. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we have. Oh, wait. Do you guys have any prisoners from last game? Denver, you killed Santa with the gun that the R&D has given you right through the head, so he won't be available or available. Um, yeah, I don't think you guys. There is no one left.
Nope, everyone's dead.
Yeah. There is no people to interrogate. So, the computer, being as benevolent as he is, and, very informative, he tells you that there seems to be a lot of Santa Clauses converging in one spot. And I know one of you guys did pull from Santa Claus a kind of a data slate, and the data slate does confirm this, that apparently there seems to be a rendezvous for all the Santa Clauses in this one specific area of the Alpha Complex. And not that the computer likes to admit it, but this area is kind of worn down, and there's not a lot he can really do in this area. Unfortunately, his operations is bare minimum. So he needs you guys to go to this spot and deal with this threat once and for all. So, you guys gather what resources you have left. And, Santa will be nice and give you the twinkly lights back, Jeremy. As, you see one of these hovering drones come by, like one of those Amazon drones, and drop a parcel right in front of you. And when you open the package up, it's another set of twinkly lights. And you do manage to pull the Christmas wreath from one of the citizens who, is really upset that, you threw it randomly and it hit him. He's like, I wasn't involved, But seeing how much of a mess you guys make and how many people die in your wake, he leaves it at that, and he runs off into the distance. With that, getting the location, the computer also provides you kind of like a taxi service, and you guys head to the bowels of the Alpha Complex, and it's not as nice and glamorous as other parts of it. It seems to be worn down. A lot of tubing and looks like kind of more of like a warehouse district than not. And he kind of lands in kind of a safe spot, and he lets you out, and you guys kind of follow your data slab and kind of what the computer has given you, and you arrive at this kind of what looks like a warehouse. There is writing on it, but a lot of it seems, mismatched neon signage, and it spells out Xmas store, whatever that means. You do see duplicates of these Santa Clauses, and they seem to be lining up to get into this warehouse with two fairly bulky looking men. And at first you think they're greens, because they are wearing green clothes, but they have really strange attire in regards to kind of curly shoes and kind of a poof or kind of strange cap on, and they have pointed ears, and they kind of have rosy cheeks, and they look like they're on steroids too, and they're kind of surveying these Santa Clauses and kind of giving them like a once over before letting them into the building. There seems to be a couple of vehicles parked too there. Some of them are quite unusual. But yeah, you guys can take it away. We are playing Zap, and we're not playing technically to the rule set. So for people who are watching, I do apologize, but whatevs. All right, what do you guys want to do? So right now, you guys kind of get as close to the building as possible without being spotted. There's a lot of trash and debris kind of spread out. Actually, I ended up stealing the wrong one. Boop. All right. So you guys, you kind of hunker down and kind of sneak towards this pile of debris and kind of observe what the building is. You notice too that your kind of data slate seems to blink in and out. For yours, Jeremy, because you ended up getting for your collar from the kind of black market dude, you get the occasional spam message, but it seems like the Wi-Fi or data transmitted seems to be very sketchy down here. As you get a couple for hemorrhoid cream, and when you finally get down here, it goes silent. So what do you guys want to do?
Rudolph, there's a bunch of fucking Santas there. Kill them.
Do it! Do it now!
Use your teleportation power with your magic laser lights. Just drop it and kill them all. Doesn't matter, just go.
There might be more of them in the warehouse. Why not wait till later to use that?
What, do they only have one charge? I'm pretty sure they used 3 times before you got the new one.
You guys used it once, and then basically it shorted out. So one big light show, and then it dies, along with the person who's nearby it.
Teleportation, man, it's helpful. No, we're not wasting it on.
It did help you in the last one. Although those poor people, that poor birthday party, are you just like, here you go, now just turn it on when I leave, when I get to a safe distance.
I forced a happy fill on Jeremy.
What was that, Jason?
I forced a happy fill onto Jeremy.
You feel happy.
I'm not fucking.
Yeah, it doesn't make you suicidal. You feel less tense.
Would you be happy to toss those lights over there?
first, it'd be a waste. Think about it. What if there's 100 Santas in the warehouse? If we wait, there's a whole bunch there. I can throw it, turn them on, we teleport out. And then
But you're
it
the
kills
only
all
one that can teleport out.
Yes. You'll die if you go
Why would I go with
first.
you? That's why I said you teleport in, so do the lights teleport out.
Let's see how fast he is.
Instantly kill me.
I mean, it worked the last time. Did you get out on time?
He did. He actually didn't use his. He teleported into the party, but basically he forced the old man and the old lady to turn it on as he ran.
Yeah, it was a communist tester. I told them. I told them, like, okay,
Yeah,
I leave.
You tied the
Get the
old
fuck
man up with it, and he's like, and you're like, communist tester. When I leave, you hit that switch.
Do it again. Communist test the elf there.
I think it'd be better if we. I don't know.
Well, why don't you guys give me a perception check for it, and see what else you can kind of see. Because I give you a generic kind of setup, but you might find other things.
Or
that's D20 plus wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Multiplier.
Yeah, the multiplier. Nice, Denver. So yeah, Jason's like pointing at the lights and like, do it for a noble cause. Allah, praise be the computer. Denver and Jeremy, you kind of watch. You notice that one of the Santa Claus seems to be kind of, slow. Like basically, it's a lineup, and they seem to either be patting down for weapons or imposters. You're not entirely sure, but the elves or the bodyguards or whoever they may be. Technically they look like elves. Elves on steroids. They're doing a thorough job. Now one of the Santas seems to be kind of further back from the group, and he pulls kind of a little flask from his thing, and then he's kind of helping a couple, getting a little couple of stiff drinks of encouragement. The lighting in this area, again, being kind of a dilapidated place, the lighting is pretty piss poor. Only when you get closer to the building, the neon lights and all that seem to kind of affect. Like, you have better visibility. There are a couple of windows or 2 windows on the front of this building. However, they are a bit higher up, though the one over here does have what looks like junk or piles of crates that seem to be close enough to the window where you could gain access to the building. You're not sure what the other sides of the building are or anything like that, but right now you just see the main entrance that they're coming or going into the building, and you see 2 windows. And, some people have parked their cars nearby this factory. And for added or a good added benefit, even though the computer, and he loves you, by the way, even though he has less even though he has kind of less access to this area, you do notice that when the taxi driver kind of dropped you off, there seems to be kind of like a telephone booth, and it kind of says Res Booth on it, kind of like if you ever played BioShock before.
Yeah.
Where you died, and then you had that kind of that you can't come up in that tube. So, you do have a place where technically your clones can come back on the outside of the building.
All right, I think we should let Denver character do the male shooty sniper thing like he did to Santa and shoot the other Santa that's in front of us. Then we can sneak over to the crates / junk up the window
I still think
and make our
suicide
way in.
laser bombing is the best idea.
I'll give you the lights if you want to go suicide bomb it.
Not me, of course.
Oh, such a noble man like you should not be suicidal.
No, of course I should.
Now you can technically let the one Santa Claus pass the drunker. He eventually would get into the building.
Anybody have anything that could grab his attention?
Who's the Santa Claus? I have a joy grenade.
Oh, God.
Now, do you have a joy grenade? Or I think this is your last one.
For sure, I only used 3. Yeah, it's my last one.
Last one.
But isn't it pretty loud?
Yeah, distraction.
Because it screams out joy and then it's all kinds of color and shit.
Distraction.
Joy.
Well, guess I'll shoot him.
Perfect.
So, which one are you trying to shoot?
The drunk Santa. Shoot him with the, I'm assuming, fully loaded ice gun.
You did grab a few Coca-Cola or fizzy drink
Right, I thought.
and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you know, basically each can gives you about 2 shots before you have to refill. And you know, you're inside of your maze, like Super Soaker freezing gun is like sticky and covered in blood and all of that because you don't use water. Alright, so yeah, if your plan is to shoot, you could definitely give it a shot. So for this, I'll have you guys technically roll for initiative. Nice.
Whoops.
Oh. So, Denver, you got 20 or 5?
I got
Didn't work.
20. That 5 was
Oh, just random. Okay.
shot, but I...
Because I did put 20 in, and I'm like, oh. This one I can delete. Jimmy, you got 18. And
Sneaks.
and 6 for you, Jason. Okay. So yeah, if you wanna give it a go, you could definitely shoot him. Now he give you a little help for this before shit goes down. He does look like he gets like, you know, he's taking a lot of drinks from his class, and then he kind of pukes, and then he actually like moves away from the crowd. He kind of you notice that he's like you know, he's trying to find like a garbage can or something, and he kind of sees your trash pile over there. So he kind of starts moving to your trash pile too, and you know, he kind of reaches it. He doesn't see you. Again, visibility is kind of piss poor, and he starts puking.
Right.
And then most of these Santas are getting into the building. Alright, so so you're gonna try to shoot him?
Yeah, I'll come up the side and do a good old execution.
Dodge this. Alright. So, roll to hit for me, so that'll be your dex, and then it was a projectile weapon. And I'm gonna have you just roll me a d10. You hit him, and he kind of goes head into the trash. However, he is still alive, as you know. He's like flailing in the garbage, as you basically is a big icicle like through his the back of his chest, or back of his in his back. Jeremy. Now his screams and all that of being stabbed or shot is muffled currently by the garbage.
Okay. How far can I move? Walk around here?
We'll do D&D, so humans can move with 30. So 5 per square. So 5, 10, 15, 20. You can get behind them.
Alright. I'm going to go behind him, and I'm going to strangle him as best I can. Just like press him down into the garbage and strangle him.
Alright,
I can't breathe.
They're there. I see you. Alright, I'll have you do a strength, and Santa Claus will do a strength.
Alright.
Because the Santa, I'm going to say my Santa will have disadvantage being drunk. So 19 or 8. So you got to be an 8.
Well, just trying to figure out. I can't read my own writing. I think that's 15, so that's. Alright. 13.
Alright. You shove his head deeper into the trash pile. And you're like, they're there.
They're there, babe. It's gonna last a while.
He'll try to fight back for one more round, but he'll technically suffocate quite quickly. Merry Christmas, everybody. Jason, do you want to help in or like weigh in or anything like that? Grapple.
Joy.
You throw the grenade at the group.
No. I go ahead and give the nice Santa a joy pill, a happiness pill. My prime goal in life is to make everybody happy. No, I'm doing it in the 500%. Yeah, right up his ass.
Yeah, yeah. Is it the big one?
Yes, because you gave me 2 and I only gave 1 to Jeremy.
I thought you tried to swallow one.
He did, but
like,
he nearly died from that one. But he did. I forget who performed the Heimlich on him. But he
Denver, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good.
He dies a happy man.
Yeah. So yeah, Jason, you shove the big fucking pill right up his ass, and he goes extremely limp, and he's not gonna even fight back anymore. He suffocates on garbage with this big pill up his ass. for everyone, I'll give you a token for that. What a horrible way for that Santa Claus to die. So yeah, he goes slack, and you can let go now, Jeremy, as his body doesn't fight back, and his
I
body
continue to cram the pill
shoving your
down his
hand
ass.
deeper.
I
Damn, you can't take that pill, Will.
I want to take his clothes
Sure.
and wear them.
What?
Yeah, so you can definitely like as you start peeling, you notice that a lot of it's technically padding and all that, and the beard's not even real. Like he's phony. He's a big fat phony.
I mean,
Couldn't even take the pill up his ass.
just
Is he gonna
guys
revive
will-
in the revive booth?
No. For most people, they can't afford additional clothes. They only get just one, especially if they're bad. So you notice that your one smells a little bit of bile and vomit,
And garbage.
and garbage. So you are wearing the Santa Claus suit. It does stink. Especially like Jason's hands now. Like he's like the guy was a court Lolo as he pulls his hand up out his ass.
Oh, God.
Want to sniff it?
I throw
No.
like 3 moist towelettes at Jason.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we don't even
I
have.
am
We
not
have.
Raid with the hand.
So
Yes, I get it.
Denver, you're the loyalty officer. Happy. Thank God we don't have a hygiene officer. Holy shit. Literally. Very, very courteous of you, Denver. Have a token.
In trade, I give him a happiness pill in the hand and spin up the his ass.
Shake. Yeah. Do you take this pill?
I just pull out a pill in my own pocket and take that one.
I frown,
The
toss the pill away, and then wash my
the
hands.
Vesomoil.
All right. So yeah, you do have a Santa Claus suit.
Add more pain for Denver.
More painful.
Alright.
All right. So now that you have the suit, when doing so, most of the Santas seem to have now been gone into the building. Only one seems to be left in that kind of lineup. What do you guys do?
Well, I think we should go around and sneak over to that other garbage pile / crates and jump through the window.
Good idea. I'm gonna join them.
You murdered someone for no reason. All right. So yeah, you can do that. I'll give you advantage because of the darkness. So I'm gonna have you guys do stealth checks. So that's your dex, and if you do have skills in it, you can use the skill as well. Or if you have abilities to help, whatever gets you across the field. Just let me know how you're gonna get to the boxes across the way.
I'm going to try to go and far away as possible from, like, trying to sneak over.
Okay. So give me So do a stealth at advantage. As long as you guys
Alright.
decide not to get too close to them, it shouldn't be hard for not to be
So
spotted.
it's just like sneaking.
Yeah. So it's basically you're doing a dex. So your dex modifier, and I think people, if you do have your on your skill tree, I think sneaky is one as well. That's something you might have.
Yeah.
Unless you think you need to hotwire one of those cars and cause an explosion.
So do I add like my dex modifier plus sneaking, or just my sneaking?
Yeah, you can do your dex modifier plus sneaking. Because again, we're kind of butchering the game in regards to the modern or the D20 or the roll or the D20 game plus the original game.
23.
Yeah, so they won't even come close to it. So you sneak around without much problem, and you get to the garbage pile.
Jeremy, you're remembering to have what you have in your skills, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Damn.
I know.
Yeah, he's a stealthy.
Just
which actually, this is gonna be a good place for him to use his ninjutsu moves.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Um.
How do you want to get across?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sneaking across. I'm going through the front door.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna say you can.
I'm disguised.
So yeah, you get into line, and you kind of follow kind of examples of how these guys are doing it. Line up. Jason.
I'll move. Yeah, try to sneak around this way.
Okay. Yeah, and you're gonna try to get close to the vehicle over there. Sure. So so you'll have advantage. Again, the only thing that's really very illuminated is the front. So dex plus stealth if you have stealth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Advantage? 12?
Yeah, so 12 is yours. And I'm gonna just roll for the dudes. And again, they're dealing with one Santa Claus, so they'll have disadvantage. So basically, in order to see you, they have to get 11 or higher. Okay. So one fails. The other one fails. So they're too occupied in the job, and you get too close to the vehicle over there. So I'm going to go to the top of the list. So you notice the Santa kind of mosey on after getting patted down, and you kind of get to the same spot, and then as you stretch out.
Gain weight.
One of the elf bodyguards, puts up a hand and says, "Well, we'll have to pat you down for weapons." Do you let them? Denver. So yeah, one approaches you to frisk you. The other one, he doesn't have his weapon pulled out, but you do notice that they look like they have kind of the pistol like you, but they also have something that's a little bigger on their left hip. That seems to be more like a laser Uzi than not. And he looks you up and down, but again, he doesn't give you much hassle. But yeah, the one guy does come up to frisk you. So do you allow him, or do you back up, or anything like that?
Uh,
Don't touch my private parts.
gonna say, I don't have any weapons on me. Let me through.
He's like, well, sir, this building, all Santas have to be accountable just in case weapons are brought on premises. We can't be too careful. Now he does get close to you and he does, sniff and like, holy shit. Like, he noticed the smell of your suit. So he's not going to do a great job, but there is a chance that he may find your two weapons. Two weapons. So yeah, that doesn't stop him. However, noticing that he's kind of hesitant in regards to the smell, you can try to convince him or do some kind of roll, depending on charisma skills. If you want to, like, basically it'll be a roll to kind of stop him from doing his job. So what do you have? What do you have?
I want to assure him that I have on me.
They have what? Sorry?
That I can be let through. That's what I'm saying. I can weapons and let me through. This is necessary.
Alright, so you could do some kind of charisma base. Like, again, you're just from what you're sounding like, you're kind of saying, just let me through. I don't have weapons. Like, look at me. I don't have any weapons. Like, where would I put these weapons? So,
I'm doing something else. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot your okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say you do it like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
And you do this and like, I have no weapons. I have no droids. He repeats the exact same thing you're saying. He has no weapons. Let him through. And he backs away. And the other guy looks at him and is like, dude, you're not doing your job. And he keeps on saying the same thing. He has no weapons. Let him through. Alright. Oh God. All right, Jeremy. When you, well, I'll do it on. Well, actually, no, I won't. Actually, I'll do a high or low game for this one.
All right.
What does this mean? High or low?
Hi.
All right. So before you even put your foot on the garbage, you notice that it seems like there's a smell, and you kind of notice that there seems to be a small fire.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Now you're high, so you didn't step on it before it set on fire and burn you with it. But it is on fire, and it quickly catches because it's garbage.
Will it catch the building on fire?
No, it's the building seems to be.
It was for a different intention, Jeremy.
Stealing a brick, but you do notice you do hear, and technically you do to Denver before you enter the building, that. You notice a light source, and you can smell burning garbage. And the two bodyguards or the two elven guards are like, "What the fuck?" And they seem to be aroused or suspicious in regards to that fire over there. So on their turn, they will investigate the fire.
All right. I'm going to teleport behind Jason's character.
Be character doesn't know that that's my power journey.
I know, I'm getting out of the way.
Jeez. All right.
I'm just saying,
Like-
in case you were thinking of like clocking me or something, you know?
Jason, think about this. There's a fire. People are looking my way.
Yeah, I
What the
understand,
fuck you think I'm gonna do?
but I mean, you specifically say behind my character.
I
Yeah,
see.
because it's not in not
Teleport
you could
behind
just
you,
say-
nothing personnel, kid.
Well, I mean, you could
Well,
just teleport
basically,
beside
you know,
me,
your
that's what I'm saying.
your side is the safest, so it makes sense for him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
actually teleport on your side.
Yeah.
Unless you know you are snickering behind the vehicle, going.
I'm not.
No. So
I
yeah.
literally said I was kind of like, before I even move, I'm lighting it on fire and then moving. That's what my idea was.
So yeah. They seem to be interested in that fire over there. So Jeremy, you use teleport on your turn. So Jason, it is your turn now.
All right. So the guards moving.
Not on their turn. They'll probably investigate.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody knows my power. Anyways, I am going to light the vehicle beside the garbage car on fire too. Because why the fuck not?
Oh, God.
Now, so the upholstery inside the vehicle.
No, the engine.
Okay.
I know. I'm a vehicular therapist. I know where the engine is.
I know where it is. The beautiful heart. Okay. For that though, for the points, that's gonna cost you, let's say 4 points. Because you're
Okay.
going for the heart. You're burning it from the inside.
Yes, I'm burning it from the inside.
All right.
Could we pass patience?
Yeah, I spend my 8 tokens to get power back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good. So yeah, you know, smoke starts billowing out from the car. This will be interesting. Their turns. Now I'll play the high-low game with you, Jason. High or low?
Hi.
So basically they kind of look at each other, and now they notice all this fire and shit, and the one kind of shifts position to kind of center himself on the door, and he looks at the other dude and says, you know, you need to do something about it. He seems to radio something about we need a fire extinguisher or something to put out this blaze. And, you know, movement 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, he's gonna start running. Alright. Let's see how stupid he is for this. Jason, I'll have another honor, high or low.
Hi.
Alright. He's stupid enough to go to the vehicle. And he kind of opens up the hood and he's trying to wave at it, trying to, you know, douse the flames, literally trying to fan it. Although, you know, it's only making, you know, shit worse. He's like, I really need that fire extinguisher. So it'll go to Denver. So Denver, you notice that there seems to be quite a bit of a commotion going on outside, but you know you are allowed into the building. So you get in the building, and you notice that it seems to be a reception area, and there's another elf. However, he's not as muscular as the bodyguards outside or the bouncers outside. And he kind of issues you forth. And he's like, "Come on, I don't have all day, you know. Let's discuss your assignments and all that." As you know, he kind of ushers you forward. You notice another elf kind of come from the door behind him and rush out, and he seems to be holding some kind of fire extinguisher. And he's like, "Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear." What do you want to do? On the inside, even though the outside looks like shit, the inside seems to be well kept or well maintained, and everything seems to have. It reminds you of the color system. However, it seems to be a blend of reds and greens, and there seems to be weird, bizarre patterns that you've never seen. One kind of you kind of remember a kind of an aerosol air freshener kind of thing looking like it. It's like pine tree. And you see like strange, same thing as the twinkly lights, and they're all kind of set up along the edges. However, these things aren't shooting lasers; they're just regular lights. But yeah, the elf at the desk is like, I don't have all day. You know, I have to have other Santas that I have to deal with. Um, he kind of leans forward. He's like, "Are you here for more toys, or are you here to get another naughty or nice list?"
Here for a naughty or nice list.
And then he goes, "Okay." And then he kind of points. He points to his right, which is technically your left. And he says, "Down that hall, and then, get your list, and then proceed to your coordinates regarding your list." So basically, he is ushering you down this hallway. And you see another Santa who seems to be taking his time and seems to be going to the door on the far end. So I'll have you move your token wherever you're going to move for this round.
I'm just gonna follow this Santa.
I just shadow him. Alright. Jeremy.
Can I see into this window right here?
You could try to perform a couple jumps. Like basically, it's about, let's say, 8 feet up. Like if you had something like a similar to the crates or whatever, you could easily look up or get into that window. But yeah, it'll perform a couple jumping jacks to kind of.
Could I climb on top of this car without being seen and look for it? Like, how big is this car vehicle?
Yeah, you could try to climb the car.
All right, I'm gonna try to climb the car then. Sneakily.
Now, first I'll have you technically do an intelligence check.
All right.
Okay. You know, most cars, especially sometimes the crime, especially in these lower levels, most cars would probably have some kind of car alarm. Climbing a car might technically set it off. But it could be a risk.
Damn.
Or if you can get into the car and disable it, if you have those skills, you might be able to, override or disable it, prevent it from.
That'd be mechanical engineering, right?
Yeah. Yeah, some kind of technology device
All right.
for it.
I'm gonna try and disable the alarm.
All right. So you notice that there seems to be instead of like your average, put a key in and open a door, you notice it has like a security lock, and you know that you can actually disable it on the outside. So this one will be another intelligence based. So your intelligence
Uh,
plus your
Mechanical.
yeah,
All right.
unless you have security, some kind of security.
Nope.
No. All right.
Yep. 22.
Nice. So yeah, you start pressing buttons, and you kind of pull the console out, and then you kind of start almost looks like recircuiting it, and you believe that you've disabled it. So your next round, you could jump on the car all you want, and it should not go off. Jason.
Yes. Guy is still checking the hood, yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of fanning the flame, and actually, I'll do another high and low game with you.
Hi. Yeah.
He's still fanning it. It looks like he's having a bit of success, like fanning it. But it's still out of control. And the garbage fire, it's just you can smell the rot and whatever was in that junk pile, and the visibility over there is really kind of fucking poor, as the garbage pile is like black smoke and all that. And you hear the bot or bouncer like coughing and hacking. And it looks like this guy's having a bit of like he seems to be primarily focused, just in case someone's going to sneak in. But he is watching the fire intensely. Like his gaze keeps on shifting back to the fire. Like, this is not good. This is not good.
All right. I do nothing.
All right. So yeah, the bad guy. They keep fanning. You notice another guy kind of runs out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he starts like spraying the shit on the car. Looks like some kind of foam.
Right.
And it seems to be yeah, he does this. The car is no longer on fire, but they still have to deal with that garbage pile. He starts coughing and hacking. The other guy, now that it seems to be settled and he sees his buddy, he starts to make his way back.
Okay.
Denver. This guy gets to the door. Again, he's moving slow. This guy's doing his thing. From your vantage point too, you notice the other hallway, and you see one Santa go to this door, and another Santa seems to go through this door. So yeah, what do you want to do, Denver?
Mm. I'll just continue to follow Santa.
I'm gonna do another high-low for this one because I love the high-low game enough. High or low?
Go high.
All right. You you don't bump into him and anything. You're not like one of those what's the term? Basically, you're like on his ass all the time. Like then he'd turn around and go like, "Well, dude, what the fuck?" You're keeping enough distance that he seems to be in his own world that he doesn't really care that someone's behind him. Jeremy.
Okay, I've now these vehicles, are they pretty like sturdy? Like
Yeah,
like
if you
they're
want
strong, or
to, yeah, basically they look like from Blade Runner, kind of like they're hover cars, and they do have tires if they need to go on the ground, and metal and plastic, so it's not like you can jump on it and like go through like if it's cardboard. They're sturdy suckers.
so I could like probably run a couple people over before it fully destroys itself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, basically you could hit a few people.
Do you see what
You,
I'm
you, you
trying
could
to
you, you
do?
could do your Carmageddon kind of style if you'd like. Um,
Well,
so you
what I'll
have
do is,
technically. I'll have you do another security though. Like you've used the console to disable any kind of
yeah.
security device on the outside, but you'll need to now kind of play around with it to get you into the vehicle to unlock the doors now. So you can use the same skill as before. Uh, 17.
All right.
So yeah, you're getting familiar with this vehicle enough that you hear the sounds of the doors unlocking, and you kind of hear the door open up and the whoosh of air kind of to allow you in. And it has your standard. It has a co-pilot, a driver's seat and a co-pilot kind of thing, a passenger to it. We're gonna treat it not our British cars, so you kind of have to shimmy on over to get into the driver's seat, and again you'll have to another round of playing with it to get complete control of the car to drive it.
All right.
All right, so. Jason.
Okay.
In regards to this, as you sneak to the next car, because everyone is focusing. So yeah, you kind of make your way over to the other car, as you hear Jeremy's character kind of shimmy himself into the driver's seat, and seems to be kind of hot wiring it.
Okay.
Do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm good.
Alright. The bad guys. The other guy runs to the garbage pile, and he is going to try to douse the flames. And he seems to be, now this one's more out of control, but he seems, he's the fireman of the group. And this guy goes back to his friend. He's like, what the fuck's happening? Like, we got some arsonists over here or something. And, they kind of start talking about, the like maybe what be responsible for the fire and, their days and all that. Just kind of your typical conversation. The Santa guy opens the door and he wanders in. This guy wanders in. You notice the door opens behind you, Denver, and a regular-looking civilian walks out. Denver.
Going into the room.
Alright. So, it seems to be a very pleasant room, and music seems to be playing. Nothing that you're used to in the Alpha Complex. It's like, the weather outside is frightful. Na, 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 na. These two Santas seem to be standing in front of what looks to be some kind of printing stations. And they seem to be printing off lists. There's an elf who seems to be kind of observing. He is also not he's a skinny guy, and he has kind of, typical kind of IT glasses and all that kind of stuff, and he has like a name tag. You may call me Bob if you need assistance. Yeah, there seems to be one printer station available to you. There is a window to your side. And, Bob's like, if you're looking for a print station, there you go, sir. There's one free.
All right. So, Santas were patted down weapon, right?
Yes. Santas were patted down.
And this, do I see any weapons on this elf?
Perception. You notice he's carrying one of your typical pistols. You also notice too that he seems to have what looks like a walkie-talkie by him, or like on his person, kind of dangling there. That seems to be communicating that there's been some issues at the front in regards to a fire.
I'm gonna close the door behind me. Do I see a lock on it?
You do actually see a lock. Yeah, you can technically lock it.
So
No one's leaving this room alive.
I guess to fully explain my actions that I wanted, take up, just so that I don't run my turn before I get fully done.
Right.
Would I be able to sleight of hand lock this so that the elf doesn't notice I'm locking it, and then get within striking distance of him and do a strike, or is that too much things?
You could. Basically, again, you'll do sleight of hand, and then you probably will have to do some kind of charisma in regards to, because, you'd be walking up towards him, which, would seem odd to him because, he's just here for more of IT support in regards to the printing stations. Um, so he'll be asking like, "How can I help you?" But if you get like point blank to him, he might think there's something going on. So you'll probably have to kind of reassure him, or you're gonna be like, what's the latest news or IT support stuff, blah blah blah. So it's you can definitely tackle it like that. That's a good idea.
All right.
So yeah, do me a sleight of hand on the door. So yeah, you put your hand behind you and you just go lock it, and then you kind of start making the motions towards him. So I'm gonna have you do like you can tell me what you're saying and what skills you could potentially use to kind of defuse the situation. Because he looks at you nice and smiley, as an elf should. He's like, "Can I help you? Like, why are you moving towards me? Like, the printer station's right there, and right there."
I'm just going to say everything's fine. I move up to him.
Everything's fine. That's gonna be a raw charisma check.
I'm adding some special.
Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot.
Didn't get much. This one is coming in handy.
I'm gonna still have you. I'll have you do charisma at advantage.
Right.
He's not your average non-Jedi. He doesn't fall for your tricks.
So, is there any, and then as well, like a suggestion?
There's like bootlicking. There's all kinds of things. It just depends on what you want to say. Like if you were like, "Oh, wonderful day. Yeah, I like your shirt. I like your tie. Ooh, look at, that's a nice name tag. Bob. Bob, is it?" Then you could kind of do like bootlicking, like you're trying to suck up to them. But because you're just saying everything's all right, stay calm. That's raw enough that it's just your generic charisma. It's like, why would you say that to someone? I was fine until you said stay calm. And you do have advantage, so you can roll one more.
Oh yeah.
Because your mind tricks. His intelligence, because again, his mind works a little stronger than yours. I'm gonna just do a generic. You kind of wave your hands and you're like, everything's calm. And at first, he smiles. He's like, wait, why are you moving Menace Link towards me? He's not reacting as hostile yet, but he does take another step back. And he's like, it's over. You're looking for a printer. The printer's over there. Kind of ignoring, but he's not reaching for his gun or anything. He still thinks the situation is like your charisma still kind of clouds him enough that he doesn't realize, this is very dangerous. But his big brain's like still firing that, something's wrong here. Jeremy.
All right, time to take.
All right, so one more of your tech skills.
Oh yeah, 23.
So you hit the start button, and then you Jason know behind you as the car, the lights automatically turn on, and you hear the engine, ringing. as you know it's starting up. As you know, these two guys kind of turn around. It's like, what's going on over there?
Right. Am I able to like drive this now that I have control?
Next round, you can drive it. I'm
All right.
assuming are gonna. Now, are you sitting like a normal person, or are you still keeping fairly low? Like as you're.
I'm just sitting like a normal person. It's my car. That type of person. Like, oh, it's my vehicle.
High or low?
Hi. Yes.
As one of the security guys are like, "Hey, that's my car." No, it's someone in the building. They don't know whose car it belongs to, so they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" Jason.
Oh boy.
Everyone has to try everything out in this.
There's a car starting up behind me. And I don't know who's driving it.
No, you do know. No, unless you're being you technically do know who's in it because you kind of watch Jeremy shimmy himself in.
Perceive if there's any like dry wood on this building.
Do a perception check.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
For fun, high or low?
Hello. Yeah.
You see that again. These neon signs seem to be pieced together. It seems like they did a shoddy work, and the X for Xmas, which is actually over the one guy right here, seems to be held by wood.
Power on the wood.
All right. So you basically you do your thing, and then it'll be 1 point, and they smell the smoke, and the guy looks up as he notices the X come down and crush him.
Boy.
The other guy, he kind of falls flat to the ground as shock and all that. And the other guy turns around and is like, "Holy shit!" And the guy inside at the desks, he hears nothing as he continues his work. Bad guys. He gets up, and I'm gonna do an intelligence on him. This place is haunted. He's freaking out right now. He kind of backs away from his buddy, and he pulls out what looks like the machine gun, and he's kind of darting around. Now he doesn't even remember the vehicle kind of starting up as he sees his friend dying. He's dead, and he's like, "Oh my god, we're under attack!" The dude over here, he's gonna do a perception. He's still fighting the fire, and he, in this round, he douses it and gets it under, completely done. He doesn't even realize that the guy got smushed by the axe, which is funny because, the kill thing is a giant axe. All right, Denver.
So, continuing to use power, I guess, to slow reactions.
Yeah.
I'm just going to scream at him, "Everything's fine," and I'm going to dash at him whilst using one of my items I really shouldn't have. One of the treasonous items here.
Do you want to mess with me what the treasonous item is? Oh my god.
It's gonna get messy.
Yeah. All right. Just roll me a hit.
And this was kind of weapon for that.
I'm not sure if melee technically was an option for. I think there's close quarter weapons.
Well, there's like unarmed, hand, and energy. I think.
You could do energy.
Sorry, which one?
Do energy for it.
Oh boy, oh boy. Now, is it what to this? If I'm adding any of those stats, or...
It'll be your strength. It's like it's technically a combat weapon, like So yeah, you scream out, "Everything's gonna be okay," and then you like pull something from underneath your thing, and then right into his like gut. As you know, he doesn't like the shock of what you said, and then this giant blade of death.
I'm doing things.
I get a roll for shock as the Santas turn around and see you chainsaw this guy in the fucking stomach. Everything's gonna be alright. Okay, one immediately panics, and he runs to the door, and he doesn't realize it's locked as he's like struggling with the door. He's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." The other one, let's see if he's smart. Oh, he is smart. He pulls out the keyboard, like he uses, because they were patted down without weapons, he rips out the keyboard. And he's actually going to try to throw it, because he's smart enough not to try to get into fucking close quarters with you. Alright. He throws it. And again, it's a simple... It's a simple weapon. But... Alright. Though, I'm going to play the high and low game with you.
Low.
Alright. He throws it, and, it does hit you decently enough that, if you failed that roll, it would kind of fly out of your hands. But, you're having too much fun with this as you're, like, gripping it like a madman. So it hits you, and, you realize that this fucker's behind you now. He's like, "Oh shit!" And yeah, that poor Bob, the IT, is dead. He didn't have a chance. Jeremy, you now have a car.
All right, it's go time. Now, this is what I'm planning. I'm hoping to, come, back up, and then, go forward, take this guy, keep going forward, and, nail this guy to the wall, hopefully killing him. Is my kind of plan. So,
Sure. I will have you do some sort of pilot test. It'll be deck space. So if you have a skill to drive ground-based vehicles in any way, you can utilize it. If not, it'll be basically your reflexes at the wheel.
Yeah, vehicle obsolescence.
There should be there should technically be a some kind of vehicle piloting test for it.
There's vehicle ops and maintenance.
There's vehicular comp.
And maintenance. Vehicle programming. Anything else? Shit. I just go Dex.
Yeah, just give me a raw dex when you're doing this.
I like that. Some points to that. Oh god, that's.
So you know, even with your vehicle, like this guy's kind of what I'm gonna do. For this guy, he's going to get a dex to try to avoid it, because again, he's in his paranoid state.
He's really good.
He does roll to the side. The other guy, however, he's again fighting just finishing fighting a fire. That he is unaware of what's happening as you cream the vehicle into him.
Bam.
Mess outside, mess inside.
And like pins him right against the wall. However, being close to this vehicle, I'm gonna do a high and low game with you.
Oh, what the hell? I thought it was just the fire's put out. Son of a bitch. Alright, high.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, even with your poor dex, you do stop it before it like creams into the it creams into the wall. Like basically you kind of pin it, like kind of cutting him in half before, you know, stopping, and then kind of, you know, start thinking of reversing, and you know, you get a few kind of little scratches, you know, you nearly hit that car as well that's beside you, but you know, you're doing good.
All right.
All right, so this guy has rolled out of the way. Jason, you hear the car behind you screech out, and then, you know, gun it to the direction of the fire. And, you know, you hear the curdling scream of one guy getting ripped in half by a car.
Guy in front of me is paying attention. Well, not paying attention.
Yeah, he's looking towards the car. Like, you know, he
Okay,
basically
I
rolls out of
sneak
the
up
way.
behind.
Yeah.
All right, 100% sneak up behind him, place a gun to the back of his head, and old yeller.
Do one stealth, because again he has ears, so
Man.
yeah, I'll give you advantage. All right. So yeah,
I keep thinking back to the scene in my room. It's so good.
You know, he's like whirling his machine gun to, you know, start peppering the car, and you kind of start kind of crouching and moving towards him, and then you kind of stand full, and then pull out your laser pistol and like shoot him. Basically, the laser goes right out between his eyes, and then he crumples to the ground.
Haha.
Bad guys' turns. 5, 10, 15, 20. The door opens up. And he's like, another shift over. And he's like, oh my god!
Oh god.
The guy at the desk, he's like now on the phone. You know, he's like gossiping, and he's Like he has heard nothing of this violence that's going outside. Meanwhile, the one Santa's like banging on the door. He's like, "Let me out! Let me out!" This Santa, let's see how smart he is. He's pretty smart. He tries to he goes for the monitor, and he lifts it. Smartest thing would be trying to go through that fucking window. And he throws it. However, it's a heavy hunk of, it's a heavy monitor. We'll call it like the old school monitors. And it kind of flies over your shoulder and collides with the wall, obliterating the monitor. As he knows his fate is sealed. Denver.
The one who's been throwing shit at me gets it next.
No. Okay, roll to hit him. Yeah, so you basically lift it up in the air, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style, as you run towards him. And then, you start with the head and then you work your way down. As you basically split poor Santa Clauses in two.
This room will be so red.
This guy's on the ground pleading. He's like, "I don't want to die. I just wanted to help children. Like, please, sir, don't kill me." Oh, God. Jeremy.
All right. This one I want to back up to here and then go straight forward and take up this guy.
I was hoping that was going to happen. All right. So another driver's test.
Another desk?
Yeah.
Dex?
So you're saying is you're going to hit
18.
Unsolid?
No. Until I kill that person.
All right. So this guy doesn't even get a chance, as he basically mortified and looking at the bodies like laid out in front of him. He's like, "What's going on?" And then you just bump in the road as you careen through the. Do I have an eraser? I gotta put red for basically blow through the doors. And this guy, again, oblivious as what happened as the doors burst open with this car driving like a madman. And you hit the desk, and then you kind of go up and over, which kind of your vehicle has it, but basically your tire hits his head when he's still on the chair, and then your wheel just starts spinning, and then just rips his head off.
Oh, God.
This is the best Christmas movie I've ever seen.
Joy to the world. But yeah, you notice that your car's limping now after you smashed the desk and all that. You've kind of used it up. But what a way to go, car! What a way to go.
Yep.
Jason.
I decide on hanging out inside the lobby.
Sure. Sure,
know.
you can make
like,
your way into the.
I go right here where this little defenseless little kid is. I'm guessing. Or is
Basically,
that?
it's got kids. They want to murder kids.
Okay.
Basically, he's getting off his shift. Is like basically they don't live as Santa, so once they're done, they come here to. So he's he's whistling like got my. Now technically he's not whistling anymore, as the car shoots right by him and murders this guy. He is actually shitting his pants right now, so he's more kind of crouched, as he has that nervous face as he's like, oh my god, it's a raid or something like that.
So what I'll do is I'll say, pretty rough day, huh, Tim? Just talk to him.
Sure.
Pretty weird day, huh?
He'll be like, oh.
I'll lift up my M1, my laser pistol very slowly, and I'll just it's gonna be even, and put it right in his face.
All right. So are you shooting him?
Yes, right in the face.
All right. So roll a dex. So again, you raise your pistol, and he common sense is he's gonna try to avoid it.
All right, 1 second. There's your weapons. Laser pistol, yes. Ooh, 20.
And I gotta just have you roll a d10 for me.
A D. What is this madness? I thought this was that.
You blow like you raise your pistol up, ready for the kill, and he tries to jerk away from him, but you blow off his arm as he's like, oh my god, and now he's kind of like in kind of a prone position, like screaming about his arm.
Right on.
Bad guys. Last chance, dude. He's gonna do an intelligence. Fuck. Please don't kill me! I got a family. Well, actually, we're all clones, but I still have something. I have one of those robot 2000 dogs, the little yippers. His name is Chow. Yeah, he's not moving from his spot. This guy seems to be trying to handle the door, but it seems like the door's locked. As basically he's like, oh god, let me in.
Death to the Watchers. He's facing the door.
Yeah, he basically he's still prone on the ground, trying to struggle with his last, his good hand, trying to open it up.
So he's not facing me anymore.
No, technically,
right in the back of the head.
Yeah, this is basically coup de grace for him.
Right in the back of the head. No survivors.
No survivors. For the computer.
My infiltration was short-lived.
Yeah, you're covered tip to toe with, like, you're red. Your face is red. Everything's red on you now. You got red on you.
Go into that room. Go into the room. Yeah, this is far enough.
So yeah, Denver, it is your go. The guy's on the floor, like basically he can coup de grace him too. Like he's begging for his life. I've got a robot dog.
I just like place the chainsaw on his like chest, not on though, and then turn it on. Give him a tiny shred of hope.
Christmas is dead. God.
Why did you leave me?
Yeah, you kind of turn it off, and he looks at you with a glint of hope. Maybe it's a Christmas miracle after all. And then you turn it on, and you go right through his stomach into the door.
All right then.
Jeremy.
All right.
By now, everyone starts hearing klaxons as alarms start like ringing out throughout the building.
Right. Can I? Is this this guy here? Am I like able to like get to him?
Sure. Basically, he's underneath. Like, basically, your vehicle is propped. Like, I'll do a little diagram. Poor diagram.
Oh, nice.
And then basically his head went this way.
All right, but I can still get to his body, right?
Oh yeah,
Not like
you basically can open the door and his body's right there. Like you're.
All right, I'm gonna like get out and search his body.
Sure. So he is another one of those thin elves. He's got a laser pistol too.
Just a laser pistol.
Yeah. And he also seems to have. He actually seems to have kind of a set of card keys on a ring.
All right, I'll grab those. But he has like no radio or anything. Sadness.
Actually, yeah, you do. He does have a radio, and the last thing the radio says is, the computer has rated this facility. Everyone set to protocol candy cane. It's a protocol candy cane, people.
I'll grab his two.
Yeah, you can pick up his pistol and you can pick up the radio, but as immediately they said candy cane, you don't hear any communications left.
All right. Can I still move?
You get out. No, you're gonna spend your full round searching the body for this.
All right.
I'll have you do. Technically, I'll let you do a perception check as well. Do a perception.
All right. Nope.
No, you're too busy. The alarms are droning out.
Oh gosh.
They seem to be Christmas themed as well. Jason.
Right. Is he old yellered yet? I'm old yellering him now.
Okay, so you're around. You kind of laugh at the conundrum he's in, and point blank and blast him in the back.
Yes.
Or
what he
through the head.
For being a communist.
You got red on you. All right. Bad guys. You could make a perception check, Jason.
A perception.
Yeah.
Okay. What is my perception?
You're taking two again, similar to Jeremy's character. The Claxons are kind of dolling it out, and you're kind of in your own headspace right now. Death to those who do disobey the computer.
Yes. Goddamn communists stealing our gerbs.
Ticket yips. Denver.
Well, seeing as the alarms are going off, I'm just gonna like remove the Santa head beard hat that I have on.
It looks like you have a tan line on your face now as you take it off, because that's the only clean spot on your face.
Alright
I'm
then.
gonna exit out into the hallway,
Okay.
survey the situation.
Yeah, you see down the hallway what looks like your friends are doing stuff, and you actually see like tire treads, and where that receptionist desk is, there's just a fucking car there. It's a mega house. A mega house.
I'll proceed over to like this door and try and like listen for movement.
Sure. So do a perception. You don't hear anything coming from the alarms are still sounding like, but you don't think anything's in that room.
Just pass the door then. No, it'll be my turn.
All right, Jeremy.
Okay, I want to head back outside and search this guy that Jason blew his head off, or through his head.
Okay. Another las pistol, walkie-talkie, and he has the Uzi, laser Uzi.
Okay, taking laser Uzi.
Jason.
So I shoot the lock on the door that the guy was trying to get through.
Sure. Yeah. So you pull you turn your weapon to the door, and then you punch a hole there.
And I open the door.
Roll me a dex.
A dex. 15.
All right. You punch. You shoot the door lock, and then you open the door, and apparently your reflexes are good enough that you don't go into the room. You actually go back to the side of the door as you hear gunshots ring out.
Yes.
As it looks like the two Santas hearing what's going on, they seem to have been able to smuggle weapons in, and they start blasting where technically you were standing at one point, but you dodge out of the way as they start peppering where the door was. And basically the door's gone too. Like it gets shredded by the laser fire.
Right on.
Bad guys. that. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right. When Denver, you're kind of with your angle. You technically see the reception. You see the door behind him, and you see this guy kick the door open, and he starts firing. Jason, you are safe from your angle, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 on Denver. 4, 5, 6 on Jeremy.
Too bad.
Sorry, what happened?
Just
Roll me a dex to Jeremy. So as you're kind of crouching over the body, pulling, this hallway is just a wreck. Like, it's all open now because of your car smashing through. That's what I need. Give me 1 second. Roll me a D100. You feel the searing heat of a laser shoot you in the back. However, just your positioning, he technically gets a glance. So you feel like a burning in your shoulder as the laser doesn't go all the way through.
All right.
This guy's doing what he needs to do. Denver.
Wanna press up against this wall and
Yeah, you see this guy, he comes out and he's just like firing randomly, kind of like, die, computer loyalist.
shoot him with my own laser pistol.
Sure. So, again,
Mace.
roll to hit.
Aye. All.
So Dex is your modifier, and nice. Roll me a D10. Somehow your the blast is like full energy and like a Klingon disruptor kind of. He disintegrates. He's like, ugh, and then he's gone. There's just a pile of ashes where he technically was. Jeremy.
Guess I'm going to go back here. I'm gonna point my Uzi at this door, just to make sure if anyone comes in, I'll just rain bullets on them, type thing.
Yeah. So you move and then you try to get into a position. Now you technically can't, because you've moved in your round. You couldn't set up a hold action because you've actually done something in your turn. But you're looking towards that door.
Yeah.
Jason.
So the guy's in there. He's still aiming at me.
Yeah, in his round, he did not fire.
I back up one
Sure.
here, and I shoot the hinges on the door. Well, just to dislodge it. I don't know.
Now,
could
like I
aim
said,
it
the
to be at
door
an angle?
basically, was shredded.
Oh.
Like when they
it was
opened
shredded?
fired, when you like that basically kept you alive as well. When you kind of bounced back, is basically they just full autoed on the door. So
So he has a wooden barrier there.
you kind of looked in. It looks like they've kind of flipped furniture and shit.
Okay. Instead of going back, I go like this. I'm probably gonna get shot, but I burn that shit in front of him.
All right. So he
Firepower.
does fire at you. But he does miss. And you basically the front that one that he's hiding behind bursts into
snipe it.
flames that kind of you can't really see him and he can't see you at the moment because all you see is flickering fire. Like the whole thing's on fire in front of him. Like it's a wall of fire now.
All right, and I can't take a move action just to sneak into the room, huh?
You can use your move. So basically, you use your action to set a blaze. So you only moved. Technically, you moved five back, 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you can get into the room.
Right. So I'm gonna try to get here. I'd still be behind cover there, and he couldn't see me.
Basically, they're small barricades. Like basically, he can technically see you now because you're trying to kind of flank him. And actually, you do see another character through what looks like a window slit.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, with that positioning, the fire's not hiding you anymore. And they could see your upper half, but not your, like again, the barricades are used kind of to protect their lower half. It's like, setting up sandbags for, an emplacement.
I crouch down and enter.
Okay. Bad guys. This guy moves back from the... Well, actually, let's see. He's a sorcerer. He'll hold his ground. He'll back up a bit away from the fiery inferno, and he will technically pepper the barricade you're behind as he kind of notices you kind of move to get a better vantage on him. And D10. All right. That's still gonna hurt. So the damage, I'm gonna say the barricade's destroyed, so you're gonna take half of that. You can roll me a dex. So right now you're technically taking 3.
11.
Roll me a D100.
106. A D100?
Yeah.
All right.
I was just touching Freya Roche. Yeah. Oh, you don't like them? Or do you want? It's a fucking big one. Who brought though?
I'm gonna do a high-low again
Grandma's
with
awesome.
you, Jason. High or low?
Hi. Damn.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Left hand.
Okay. Your right hand disintegrates.
All right.
as you know, he basically his shot goes like basically it seems like they're on full auto.
Is there another one?
There is another one. I'm gonna just mark you as two. And he is also going to try to shoot through the window.
What?
However, he
What? I'm sorry.
he's so shocked that you're storming in that his shot goes wide and he doesn't hit you. As he kind of does the same thing as you, as he kind of pops down behind the glass. He's like, "Oh shit!" These guys are okay. Denver. You hear what sounds like laser fire down this hallway.
Alright, because Denver got to get snacks, I didn't hear half of that conversation.
Alright.